Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and here we're gonna rate ice Pokemon. Now we've done this with Dragon and a couple other different typings. I've been wanting to get through all of them, and yes, like I've said in most of them, I like to keep the tier lists even, so like all of them have the same amount of fins in there, so it makes it a little bit more difficult on some of the tier lists for me. And on top of that, I like to at least make sure that we try to get all of them in there because I believe these are all the ice Pokemon, but I didn't make the list. So if I'm missing one, um, you know, don't try to be too upset because I don't know. But straight off the bat, Alolan Sandshrew I think is very adorable. I probably put him in B. He could slide up higher, but I feel like I'm trying to be cautious that I feel like I'm gonna have a lot more spots up at the top. Sandslash also up there. Alolan Vulpix is very dope. Also Ninetales. I think both of them are A tier. It's just one of those Pokemon where like they're already great and like S tier Pokemon, and then they change the typing, and it just still works really well. Little Seal, or this is Dugong, because I think Seal's just water and then Dugong's ice and water. I've always liked it. It's a pretty common, like, or like not common, but like not anything crazy design, but I think it's still pretty solid to put in B. Cloyster, I don't think there's anything wrong with Cloyster. Not really my cup of tea. I put it in C. Then we have Mr. Mime, the Galean form, or is it Mr. Rhyme or Rim? Or I don't even know if he has a different name. Absolutely not. D tier. Jinx is another one that just it's a weird busted design. Also gonna go in D. Uh, Gigamax Lapras, I think is pretty dope. I'll put it up in A. And then speaking of regular Lapras, Lapras is just so classic. I think it has to go in S tier. It's a chef's kiss. It's a great design. It was great to see it in the anime when it first was in there, and it's just a really cool Pokemon. So S tier for sure. Next up is Articuno. It's one of my favorite of the birds. I'd probably put it in A tier. It could slide up to S depending on what space I have. Sneasel is a really cool design too. I think I like Sneasel quite a bit, so I'll put him in A tier. Sweenub, I don't think there's anything wrong with Sweenup, so I'll put it in B. His next evolution is okay. I don't care too much for it. I'll put it in B, and then his final evolution I'll also put in C. Sorry, both in C. They're okay. I'm not a big fan of the line altogether. I do like it, but like when I'm trying to rate them against all these other Pokemon, I think they do suffer a little bit. Delbird is kind of an interesting idea, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I'd probably put it in C. It could slide down to D. Smoochum, just not it for me. The cat's form with the ice one, also not it. Both go into D. Then we got Snowrunt. I like Snowrunt's idea of him and like that. I like the design pretty solid. I'd probably put him in A. He could be an S tier almost. I just maybe not the color scheme as much, but I kind of have to nitpick when we think about it. Then we have I forget, is that Mega? Is it in Mega form? I can't honestly remember. I don't. It's stuff of nightmares to be honest. So I'll put it in D. I'm not really a big fan of it. The regular form is okay. I'll put it in C. Spiel is just an adorable little beach ball. I have to put him in B. It's just too damn cute. His evolutions, though, I think Celio is pretty solid. I'd also put that in B. But Walrave or the Walrus one, I'm not a huge fan. Reggie Ice, I do like most of the Reggies, and this one's also one of those really great ones. I'd put it up in S tier. Not a crazy design, but because of like the whole idea of like the legendaries in general, I like them. I like the series of them, and I think they have a lot of the typing, but I wish they would finish out the typing. Snover, it's just like a little ice tree. I don't think there's anything really wrong with Snover. I'll put him in B. I don't think he's really that bad of a design. And then Abomasnow and Mega Abomasnow are pretty cool. Put up both of them in A tier. I'm feeling like I'm getting a little bit top heavy, but without being too much at the top. But we'll see. Um, was it Weevil? Revile? I like it a little bit less than Sneasel, but I think I could put it in B. Glaceon, not really the greatest of all the Eevees. I'll put it in B at the time being, knowing that I'm probably gonna have to move it down a little bit. Frostlass, never really been there for me. I'll put it in C. Not been there for me. Good design. I'm a sucker for the Rotom, especially the fridge, so that's gonna be S tier. I have the plush of it. Then we have Demarco. Demarco. Why did I say Demarco? It's Dar. God, man. Now that's all it's gonna come out. But yes, Dormammu. None of it sounds correct now. I love the ice form. I love the fire type, but this ice type is also great. S tier for me. Never liked his evolution. This one is not much better. It's going to go to D for me. The little things of ice cream, I honestly don't think they're a terrible idea. I don't think they need free evolution, so I put that one there, and I put the other two in C. Um, little Bear Chew is very cute. I'd put him in A tier, and Beartic I would also probably put in A tier. I like the kind of similar, like not simple, like simple designs of the Pokemon sometimes where they're not like anything crazier than like the real life animals. They just have abilities. Sometimes it works out really good. This freaking Snowflake is just a snowflake, so D. Then we got the legendaries. I didn't rate them very high in the dragon ones. They're not really my cup of tea. I think I'd put them in C. Sometimes like Pokemon that are like really like big and bulky and like look like they just like murder you outright are not always my thing because I kind of view Pokemon as being semi cutesy and then it eventually gets aggressive, but these just feel very aggressive right off the bat. I think that might fill up my C. This little ice dragon, I've never cared too much for. I think I should switch a little bit. I think I could move him down to D, Cloyster down to D, move him into C, and his final evolution into D. Not really a big fan. Little Burmite, I think it's adorable. It's so simple, but I like it. I would have put it up in A tier. I'll move Vulpix and Ninetales up into S tier because got some extra space. His evolutions, though, are not really my thing. I'll put them both in B. Crab, is it Crabab? It's Crab and Abominal together. Not a big fan. Mr. Mind's pre-evolution. This one's a little bit better. I still really don't like it. I'm gonna put it in D. Snom is baby. He's probably my favorite ice type Pokemon out of all of these, so I gotta put him up in S tier. His evolution also is really good, so I'll put him up in S tier. I like penguins, but I don't really like just a random block on his head. This is gonna go in D tier for me. This dragon, he's not even a dragon type, right? He's just ice and electricity, even though he kind of looks dragony. I'll put him in C. I don't really care for him that much. This little like fish boy, I'll put him in B. These okay, so the horse itself is really cool. I put him up in S. I really do like it. And then the other Pokemon riding it, I think you could put it up in S tier. It doesn't like downgrade, so I can't really put it any lower. These two guys from Sword and Shield, not Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, didn't really care for this line. Put it in C. Delbert as a robot, I probably put this in C. I'm gonna have to move some stuff around. The Godzilla line, I think in the Dragon series, it got pretty high up there. I'd probably put the little one up in S tier. I'd probably put these two in A just because I have space. This little snow leopard thing from the DLC is really cool. I'm gonna put it up in S tier. I've never played with like having that character because I never got the DLC, but yeah, this is I think Domak. I'm not even gonna try it now. It's an interesting idea. I'll put it in B. It's not the greatest, and then this fan I'll put down at the bottom. Let's move some stuff around to make this more even. I know we have a little bit more space up at the top, so I'll put Sandslash up a little bit higher. I could move the ice creams up a little bit. I could move the dragons up a little bit. I honestly, it's not like they're like bad design, just not my thing. Move Jinx up a little bit. Let's see. Let's just move maybe the double decker ice cream. I think I'd put both ice creams down. This makes it a little bit more difficult. I like putting that one up there. I could move Dewgong up. I think the top's pretty full. Got to move one up from here, which would probably be Jinx, who's got the biggest upgrade. They were at the very bottom, but I think I had to move them up a little bit. And I'll move Smooch them up a little bit. That's pretty solid. That's a pretty good way of putting it. And yeah, those are my ice Pokemon tier lists. Tell me what you guys think. I think, like I said, I think my all-time favorite is Snom. He's just too cute with his little butt cheek face. And next would probably be the Rotom Fridge. I like the Rotom line in general pretty well, so it makes you know, it makes sense. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Tell me what your favorite ice Pokemon, and tell me what typing they should do next. I do film a couple of these in rows, so if you ask for a certain typing, I might have already recorded the next one first. But yeah, tell me what you guys think, and I'll get on it as soon as I can. Bye, guys.